Alright, hey guys, welcome to another movie review on this channel where I just go off the cuff and I just say whatever and I kind of just ramble for 15 minutes, but people seem to like these videos, so I guess I'm just gonna keep doing them. Shang Chi and the 10 Rings. Really good movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Warning, this video will be probably a little bit skewed towards the positive side, because this is the first movie I've seen in an actual, theater with people, and even before the pandemic. I think the last movie I probably saw in theaters was, Rise of Skywalker in, December 2019, so it's been a really long time, and it's really exciting to get back in there. Will admit, the theater experience kinda sucks, but at the same time, I still miss it. I don't know. Something about, having way too much food and crap in your hands, and then finding your seat, and then sitting down and watching those, and then watching the trailers, and then having to get back up and pee, and then having someone in front of you, directly in front of you, even though the entire rest of the row is free, but they specifically chose to sit down right in front of you to block the screen, and the dumb, arcade game that pops up on screen that I've never seen a single person actually play, where you gotta download the app, because nobody wants to download the app. But anyway, theater experiences, of course, it's magical. I just spent the past minute, crapping on it, but, that's movie theaters for you. I want to talk about the negatives about this movie. I want to get them out of the way first. I do have a couple little nitpick flaws. I think Shang-Chi's sister was kind of underused and not properly developed. She's kind of just standing there throughout the entire movie in the background, and the only really interesting part of her character is that she's just really cool and has some really fun fight scenes. But this is a movie filled with really fun fight scenes, so it kind of lessens it, because her one defining part in this movie is a thing that literally every other character gets to do, and that's have cool fight scenes. I really didn't like how she was used in the movie, but it does look like she'll probably be used in a potential sequel, Shang-Chi and the 20 Rings, where he finds 10 more. But yeah, didn't really enjoy her part. My other really big issue is it kind of drags in the middle, which I understand because you got to set up the plot and the backstory and the world and everything, and I do think the movie does that well. But still, when the first 30 minutes are filled with all this action, and then the last 30 minutes is also filled with all this action, and then the middle chunk is just has barely any fight scenes. It's really noticeable and makes that section a lot less exciting, even if I do like a lot of stuff that they do in that second act of the movie. And then everything else I have against the movie is really just small nitpicks that kind of go for every Marvel movie. I thought it was kind of predictable. After watching the first hour, maybe, you kind of understand what's going to happen throughout the rest of the movie. And then the other big thing is that it ends with a massive CGI monster battle. But this isn't really even a negative, because I really like the fight. It's just I like all the other fights in the movie a lot more, because it's a lot more focused on, a lot more, low-scale kind of kung fu fights. You know how, in the original Dragon Ball, it's still somehow, on some level, grounded in reality, so punches feel like they have a lot more weight, and then by the time it gets to Z, it's just big dumb laser fights. That's kind of how I feel about this movie's action, but again, I still like the final battle, so I don't really see it as a negative. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the comedy in this film. Actually, no, I feel like that's the perfect segue into the fights. It's all really well done. You can tell, I really like it when Marvel, takes, a different genre, and then just throws their superheroes into it. I like Spider-Man Homecoming. It's kind of just like a teen comedy movie. Ant-Man, even though it's not a very good movie, it's a heist movie. You know, these little things, you know, makes the movie stand out against each other. And this is, at least for a first chunk, has a lot of inspiration from old kung fu movies, which I thought was really cool. It really set it apart. And this has really good fight choreography, like really good action. That the fights in this movie are genuinely like amazing, and like it's not just there's a fun little fight. No, like it actually improves the movie. You know, I think the main reason why is because they actually have a lot more long shots. The camera kind of holds on a specific shot for a lot longer than in pretty much not just any other Marvel movie, just in any other like Western action movie. Because that's my least favorite part about American action movies, is that the cameraman is having like a seizure during every fight scene. You know, it's like when you see like online, like, oh, look at this cool street fight, and the guy holding the camera is like, whoa, get him. You know, it's just, it sucks, and it takes away from the impact of the actual hits versus in this movie, where you can actually see, you know, everything land and connect, and it's a lot better. And also, they use the environment of different places, like, really well. There's a really fun fight scene on a bus. There's one that's really fun on, like, a bunch of scaffolding. I really like that one. Well, what else was there? Yeah, actually, that's the only two. Oh, there's one that's, like, a cool, like, underground fight area. It has a nice vibe to it. I really liked all the fight scenes in this movie. I guess we should move on to the comedy in this movie. Honestly, I think when it comes to doing comedy, I think this might be one of the best Marvel has ever done. Not necessarily because the comedy is just so much far above everything else. I think it's like slightly above average in terms of Marvel comedy. But I like it because they use it well, and they don't overuse it. Like, comedy is used nicely to break up tensions, bits of, like, high tension, but at the same time, when something needs to be, like, emotional and, we're focusing on more serious stuff, there isn't, like, really that much comedy at all. Like, especially during the last chunk of the film, there's barely any. I really liked how they did that in Endgame as well, where as soon as the final battle happened, there was, like, barely, like, maybe one joke throughout that last 30 minutes. I really like that versus, like, some of the older Marvel movies where, like, you know, Iron Man's just cracking jokes the whole time. It's like, well, why would I care? But no, Shang Chi doesn't do that. And I really like that. And it makes the comedy a lot better because I'm not annoyed because it's shining over the, actual plot. So the comedy was really good. I really enjoyed the villain in this movie. He was sympathetic, yet still a-hole, which is the best kind of villain. One where you don't agree with their actions, but you understand why they're doing it. I think Marvel's finally figured out that people don't like it when villain is just a cartoon villain. I can enjoy a good cartoon villain when it's extremely over the top and it's in the right circumstance and it's like proper context for a comedy, for a movie or whatever. But yeah, Marvel, I remember like a few years ago, there were like maybe 2 good Marvel movie villains. Like before Infinity War, there was like 2. And now we got like so many. Thanos, Killmonger, Vulture. I really like Jake Gyllenhaal's character in Homecoming. It was really cool seeing, a good villain in a Marvel movie. But I can't really say that because Marvel's kind of been hitting it more times than not the past couple tries. So I really enjoyed the villain. He was sympathetic. Obviously, him being the father of the main character provides that nice, relationship. And we should probably talk about the main character as well. Shang-Chi is a very good main character for a superhero movie. I like how he is just a guy. Like, he is a very powerful, ninja kung fu master guy. But at the end of the day, he's kind of just a dude who, he's a valet. He does some karaoke on the weekends. goes to dinner with his friends. Like, he's just a normal dude. It's nice having just a normal dude be the main character, and it's not, like, overly, like, it's not like he's winking at the camera like, hey, look, I'm being relatable. No, he just feels like a genuine, just a dude. And it's so easy to like him, because he's relatable, but in a much more organic way. I really enjoy his character. I actually really enjoyed Awkwafina's character in this movie. She was actually, like, genuinely funny throughout most of the movie. And I really like how her and Shang Chi don't get together. I like that, because I'm tired of movies where every single movie has to have the female and male lead make out at the end. I'm tired of that. I like how they can just be friends. And who knows, maybe they will, get together later down the road. But for now, they're not, and I'm very happy about that. I will say I'm a little conflicted on her inclusion in the main plot, because she's kind of, at the same time, needs to be there, and is completely unnecessary, because you need that normal character who doesn't know anything about the weird Pokemon Kung Fu, supernatural world, to be the lens for the audience to see the world. But at the same time, she doesn't really have any impact on the plot at all. So, it's a weird balance, but I don't know. What other characters are there in this movie? There's a couple of really fun cameos. I think one of them stayed around for like one or two many scenes, but the cameos were really fun. And then I also like how it is very much a standalone Marvel movie. It's very much a standalone Marvel movie. It's not winking at the camera. Nick Fury doesn't show up at the end. But at the same time, it offers us a little bit more detail over what's going to be happening next in the cinematic universe. Like, you can watch it and not know it's a Marvel movie, and you'll be perfectly fine. But for people who are keeping up with it, you can see, like, little tidbits with the demon guys. I haven't even explained the plot. Jesus. Okay. 2-minute plot summary. Hey, welcome to 2-minute plot summaries, where we summarize the plot in 2 minutes so I don't have to spend the whole video recapping it. Okay, let's go. Shang-Chi, he's just a dude. He wakes up. His dad was like this evil mob boss, but like an ancient mob boss, where he's got all his wounds and stuff. And then he meets a girl, and he stops being evil for a little while. They have a son, but then girl dies, so Dad gets real mad and puts his magical wings, his magical Fruity Loops around his arms, and then he goes back to doing bad things. So Shang-Chi escapes, lives out normal life, but then people go after his mother's necklace. So, he has to go to Macau to save his sister. She also gets her necklace stolen, and then it's revealed that the dad put in the necklace things into the dragon to reveal a map to the ancient world. So they have to go to the ancient world because his dad thinks his mother is kidnapped there, but Shang-Chi and his sister see right through that, and no, she's definitely dead. But his dad's like, no, she's not dead. I'm gonna burn down the village. And then Shang-Chi's like, no, she's not dead. Also, what did you just say? So they have to get there before him. So they go there. They prepare the village. It's revealed that if his dad is being controlled by a demon man in an alternate dimension who wants him to break him free by tricking him into thinking he's saving his wife. So they gotta stop that. So they fight his dad, and they do stop that. And then his dad sacrifices himself against the big CGI dragon monster and gives him the magic armbands. So now Shang-Chi rides a different dragon to go fight the other... Was it a dragon monster? Probably. And then they fight, and then they win, and they save the day, and then it's revealed that the sister is now in control of her dad's old mob boss. That was the 2-minute recap. So yeah, I know the 2-minute recap makes this movie sound like it did a bunch of cocaine, but that's what recapping a 2-hour-long movie into 2 minutes sounds like. I'm sorry, I really enjoyed the plot. I think there's a generally well-paced, again, kind of slogged in the middle portion a little bit. It had a lot of exposition, a lot of flashbacks, which I think you could have spread out more throughout the rest of the runtime. It does seem kind of clumped up in this middle section, but I still enjoyed it quite a bit. I like how it's offering us more context into what alternate different universes and different dimensions kind of means in terms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I like how in Loki we're kind of introduced to this concept, and then in Shang-Chi, even though it's, again, a very much not connected story, it's very good as a standalone thing. It still offers us some little details. Has, oh, this is more context as to what this alternate dimension kind of thing is. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like in Guardians, where it's very much a standalone film, but at the same time it shows you one of the Infinity Stones. Think of it kind of like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed Shang-Chi. Marvel's been kind of been good recently. Like, I didn't think it's been a little bit hit or miss in the pandemic era. WandaVision was good, Falcon vs. Soldier was Loki was good, Black Widow was and Shang-Chi's pretty good. So, you know, we're striking 3 for 5, and we still got Eternals, which kind of looks meh, but after Shang-Chi was really good, which I also thought was going to be meh. I'm cautiously optimistic. And then Spider-Man, which should be good. And that's just finishing out this year. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to give this movie a high... Oh my god. How many movies on this channel am I going to give a 7 out of 9? Should I bump it up to 8 out of 9? Screw it. I have problems with the movie, but at the same time, it's just really fun. And I think it's definitely a very enjoyable trip. So I'm going to give it a high 7 out of 9. Maybe 8 out of 9. I think it's slightly skewed to the positive end. So I think to just downplay my own feelings, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 9. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Next review I will do will probably be on the Venom movie, which I'm not that excited about. Actually, I think it's going to be really dumb and really stupid, but like in a fun way. So, we'll see. Bye, guys.